high above the ancient African forests, a panorama of sacred groves and sun-dappled clearings stretches over the land, evoking whispers of an era when the gods themselves walked among us. Before the cross and the crescent ever appeared on our horizons, Africa was a realm of vibrant spirituality. In every rustling leaf and every rushing river, there lay a sacred presence that connected the people to the natural world. It was a time when every rock, every tree, and every gust of wind was believed to house divine forces. The air was thick with the murmurs of ancient wisdom. The rustling leaves and flowing streams told tales of gods who walked among the very people they watched over. It was a sacred era woven deeply into the fabric of daily life, where every act of worship was as natural as the beating of one's heart. In those times, the people celebrated life with deep, soulful rituals, pouring libations and dancing beneath the open sky as offerings to the spirits of the land. The mighty Shango, god of thunder, ruled the clouds and rain, while the gentle wisdom of Ifa illuminated paths with divine insight. The rhythms of ancestral drums echoed through the valleys, uniting communities in a shared song of reverence. Every ritual, every prayer was a personal conversation with the universe, a reminder that the divine existed not in distant texts, but in the pulsing heart of nature itself. Today, as we unravel this story, we invite you to journey back in time, to an Africa where spirituality flowed as freely as the wind, and where faith was intertwined with every breath of life. With each sunrise, the ancient rituals rekindled memories of a time when connection with nature and spirit was the cornerstone of existence, inviting every soul to remember its true origin and embrace the ancient heartbeat of Africa. Our ancestors wove their spirituality into the fabric of daily life with an elegance born of deep connection to nature. Every morning, villagers would rise with the first light, venturing into the lush, dew-sprinkled expanses to greet the gods in the silent rustle of the trees and the murmur of the brooks. In the villages of the Yoruba and among the proud clans of the Zulu, life was guided by the unseen, a realm where the spirit and matter danced together in celestial harmony. The natural world was their church, and the earth itself served as the sanctuary. This deep, sacred connection was not confined to rituals alone. It permeated every aspect of community living. Each word and each action carried a weight of tradition, a solemn respect for the forces that bound individuals to their ancestors. The belief was that every act, be it the sharing of a meal, the offering at a sacred fire, or the telling of an old tale, echoed the eternal dialogue between the people and a greater, unseen power. Moral codes, laws, and customs were infused through a profound respect for nature, and that reverence was so ingrained that even the smallest transgression was believed to disturb the harmony set by the ancestors. Imagine a time when the earth was not merely a backdrop, but a living, breathing canvas, painted with the vibrant colors of ritual and song. In this era, life was a perpetual celebration, a daily homage to the spirits that dwelled in every living thing. Elders, revered for their accumulated wisdom, were considered as guides and keepers of sacred lore. Through stories passed down from generation to generation, each community learned of the delicate balance between the seen and unseen, an enduring legacy that defined their identity and shaped their destiny. In this world, spirituality was living art, a dynamic interplay of nature and human endeavor, a bond that could not be severed by time, nor influenced by distant ideas. Each tradition held a mirror to the soul of the community, ensuring every heartbeat resonated with the legacy of elders who came before with utmost grace. Across the sweeping desert and vibrant coastal cities, a new chapter in African spirituality began with the arrival of Islam, brought not by force, but through the gentle currents of trade and cultural exchange. Muslim traders traversed the vast Sahara, establishing routes that linked North and West Africa to the broader Islamic world. In bustling market towns, where the scent of spices mingled with the sound of lively commerce, the teachings of Islam found a fertile ground to grow. With careful observation and respectful adaptation, Africans welcomed the monotheistic message of one God, as revealed in the pages of the Quran, into their intricate tapestry of beliefs. In cities such as Timbuktu, which shimmered with intellectual curiosity and vibrant trade, the construction of majestic mosques became symbols of a growing religious brotherhood. local traditions blended with Islamic prayer, producing a unique form of spiritual expression. Sufi orders emerged, their mystical practices harmonizing with indigenous rhythms and poetic languages that echoed the culture of the land. Here, faith was experienced as a fluid, evolving dialogue between the ancient spirit of the earth and the divine promise of a single, all-encompassing creator. Embracing Islam did not mean abandoning the old ways. In many communities, the new teachings intertwined with long-standing practices, creating a dual narrative of identity that celebrated both heritage and the evolving tradition. Through these exchanges, Africa witnessed a period of profound cultural synthesis, where trade and knowledge flowed as freely as the desert winds, and the meeting of worlds fostered understanding, respect, and a transformative spiritual journey for all involved. Gradually, Islamic teachings took root as local wisdom merged with new insights, creating a unique spiritual dialogue. This mixing, gentle and persistent, nurtured both growth and understanding between two vibrant traditions. Their union symbolized a transformative era of possibility. As the sands of time shifted, a new force swept into the African continent. The arrival of Christianity coincided with European colonization, a tumultuous period when the foreign faith was imposed amid chains and conquest. Across the vast savannas and bustling coastal cities, European missionaries arrived with solid conviction and unwavering belief in the superiority of their own doctrines. As they came, tables turned. The sacred became profane in the eyes of those who had long revered the natural and ancestral world. In this new era, the Bible was held high as the only true guide, and the ancient gods of Africa were immediately cast aside as pagan symbols, standing in stark contrast to the new dogma. In towns and villages, the sound of church bells began to drown out the soft beat of ancestral drums. The imposing figure of the white missionary, armed with scriptures and a sense of destiny, led communities into a world where tradition was forced to make way for modern civilization. Churches were constructed with towering steeples, their grandeur meant to eclipse the humble shrines that had for centuries been the heart of communal worship. In this harsh transition, practices once cherished now fell under the shadow of condemnation, the vibrant colors of indigenous rituals replaced by the sterile uniforms of Western clergy. This period saw not only a transformation in spiritual practices, but also a deep psychological shift. Africans, taught that their ancestral ways were nothing but relics of a bygone era, began to hide their native customs in a bid to gain acceptance from their new masters. The internal conflict was immense. Every hymn sung in foreign tongues became a reminder of the past being erased. Yet, even as hard-won rituals faded into the background, a quiet yearning for a return to the familiar and the sacred lingered in the whispers of the wind. It was a time marked by both loss and forced rebirth, a relentless push toward conformity, as if salvation were forfeit unless one embraced a completely alien identity. The colonizers' arrival turned spirituality into a battleground, setting the stage for a wounded legacy that would echo through generations. In the aftermath of these profound changes, the spirit of Africa remained unyielding. Despite forced conversions and cultural upheaval, the echo of ancient songs and ancestral wisdom persisted, quietly defiant amid oppression. This era would forever remind us of the cost of tradition. Within the community, the sweeping tide of conversion instigated a deep psychological transformation. The allure of the new, foreign faith was powerful, yet it came with a heavy price: the gradual erosion of self-identity. Slowly, as the rituals of old were replaced by the hymns and sermons of Christianity and the recitals of Quranic verses, individuals began to view themselves through an unfamiliar lens. The wisdom of the ancestors, once a source of pride and strength, was now cast aside as a symbol of an uncivilized past. Such was the impact that even the rich traditions and languages of earlier generations were relegated to hidden corners of memory. In the quiet moments of reflection, many felt an unsettling void, a disconnect between their adopted spirituality and the deep-seated heritage that had defined them for centuries. The internal struggle was palpable, a conflict between a community's desire to be seen as modern and the innate need to honor a lineage that spanned millennia. Families began to feel the strain of a dual existence, caught between the established norms of the new faith and the murmuring call of ancestral spirits. This psychological tug-of-war left its mark on the collective soul. The internal narrative shifted, teaching individuals that to be civilized was to forsake the sacred whispers of their forebears. Yet, underneath the veneer of conversion, remnants of ancient beliefs persisted. Quiet, persistent reminders of a time when the earth itself spoke in voices that nurtured their identity. In this struggle, the heart of Africa was at a crossroads, daring its people to question and reclaim the power of who they were meant to be. Through long nights of introspection and quiet debates within themselves, countless souls began to rediscover the invaluable strength embedded in their cultural heritage. A strength waiting patiently to be reclaimed with conviction. Modern Africa is a mosaic of diverse beliefs, where the influence of Christianity and Islam stands prominent, yet the old ways never fully disappear. In today's bustling cities and quiet rural sanctuaries, many can be seen engaging in dual expressions of faith. Attending church services or mosque prayers, while keeping alive secret practices handed down through the generations. The daily routines of millions reflect this blend. The solemn notes of a hymn may subtly intertwine with the earthy tones of traditional drums, echoing the rhythms of long-forgotten ceremonies. Communities have learned to navigate this faithful divide. In quiet corners of vibrant market squares, resilient traditions continue to be honored through discreet rituals and private gatherings. Within these spaces, sacred objects and charms, once revered openly, are now carefully concealed as symbols of a rich spiritual heritage. Even where the dominant religions proclaim exclusivity, the whisper of the ancient gods lingers, a reminder of an era when the divine was woven into the very fabric of identity. Despite the apparent adherence to modern religious practices, many feel an inexplicable pull toward the ancestral past, a yearning to connect with the timeless essence of their roots. The duality of their spiritual practice is not seen as contradiction, but as a natural evolution, a testament to the resilience of tradition in the face of change. This layering of belief systems speaks to the depth of cultural identity, where the sacred and the systematic coexist, enriching the community with diverse perspectives on life, belonging, and the mysteries of existence. In the harmony of these blended practices, a unique cultural narrative unfolds, revealing a story of endurance and adaptation. Every hidden ritual and quiet celebration serves as a testament to the indomitable spirit of a people who have mastered the art of balancing old and new, truly. In recent times, a quiet resurgence of the old ways is sweeping across Africa like a gentle breeze. Young people, inspired by both curiosity and a longing for authenticity, are rediscovering traditions once thought lost. In open markets, community festivals, and even in the classrooms of modern schools, the ancient rituals now take center stage. Heritage ceremonies, once practiced in secret and hidden away, are returning with vigor. The rhythm of the drum, now echoing through public squares, beats as a reminder of a deep cultural memory that refuses to fade away. These revitalized customs are not about rejecting modernity, they are about reconnecting with a past that enriches today. Every revival is a tribute to the power of remembrance, a way to stitch together layers of identity into a tapestry that is both contemporary and rooted in tradition. This is not rebellion for the sake of defiance, but rather a deliberate act of cultural reconnection, a chosen path to honor the continuity of life and faith that defines Africa. In this vibrant movement, the old ways and new insights merge gracefully, carving out spaces where dialogue between ages is both celebrated and preserved. The renewed celebrations, open and unashamed, serve as bridges between generations, ensuring that the voices of the ancestors remain alive in the hearts of the youth today. This harmonious blend offers a glimpse of what may come, a future where Africa can fully embrace both its ancient spiritual heritage and its modern journey forward. This revival is a gentle return to origins, a reclaiming of the spirit that once resonated through every home and sacred ground. With every ritual renewed, there is hope, pride, and a step towards a more inclusive understanding of identity. This bright resurgence promises a future where heritage and progress coexist in harmony truly. As our journey comes to a reflective close, we are left with profound questions about the interplay of faith, identity, and history. In revisiting the deep roots of African spirituality and the subsequent waves of Islam and Christianity, we see a vast mosaic of human experience. A story marked by resilience, struggle, and the unyielding quest for belonging. The paths taken by past generations, whether steeped in ancient ritual or foreign creed, continue to shape the heart of Africa today. History reveals that change often comes not by choice, but through forces beyond individual control. Yet, even as imposed beliefs transformed communities, the enduring spirit of the ancestral ways persisted beneath the surface. Now, in our modern era, we witness a quiet, powerful resurgence that challenges us to reclaim the wisdom of our forebears. This revival is more than a mere return to tradition. It is an invitation to rebuild a narrative where the old ways and new ideas harmonize. By embracing a dialogue between heritage and modern faith, Africa shows that its identity is not a battleground of conflict, but a vibrant tapestry rich with diverse threads. As we ponder these truths, we must ask ourselves, can there be unity in a faith that honors both the natural world and modern spirituality? In this moment of reflection, the past and present merge, guiding us towards a future where every prayer, every ritual, and every heartbeat contributes to a legacy of true understanding and acceptance. May this journey inspire us to cherish all aspects of our identity and to walk confidently on a path that honors both heritage and hope. Let us remember that every element of our past holds lessons for the present, and every step towards understanding is a step towards a brighter, unified tomorrow with true boundless optimism.